if these settlement terms are agreed upon, that the going forward, the annual carve out by schools to pay athletes would be 15 to 20 million. Isn't that been the kind of the estimate thrown out there?
That number probably could change. I don't think it's going to go lower. So I think that it is probably at this point at least $20 million. Now, that doesn't mean that schools are required to share revenue with athletes of $20 million. This is a per school number, 15 to 20 per school. But it means that schools can share as much up to that, right? It's kind of like a salary cap, you might say. One is the money is obviously a big important thing here. Two is the legal protection. How long does the settlement last? This one's as many as 10 years. And then there's the consolidation of other cases, which is really important because there are other cases that Jeffrey Kessler, the lead attorney of the House case, we talked to him a couple weeks ago. I know we talked last week on the pod about it. He's also bringing forth two other antitrust cases, the Hubbard case and the Carter case. Hubbard case seeks more back pay, and the Carter case seeks more elimination of rules, basically. So it's basically the same, and they're consolidating them. Not everybody wants to settle, and that's going to be an interesting argument in these presidential boards.
Do all athletes get paid the same, or is there a differentiating rate for football and cross country?
Common sense tells us that athletes participating in a sport that generates the most revenue are likely to earn more of a share of that revenue than those participating in sports that don't generate as much revenue. However, there is a federal law called Title IX, and it requires schools to offer equal opportunity to men and women athletes. But the big question is, how does Title IX apply to some kind of revenue sharing model? If you're Ohio State and you can share, you hit the cap, say it's 20 million, and you can share 20 million with athletes, do you have to share 10 of the 20 million with women athletes? And that's a big question. I think Charlie Baker back in January, the NCAA president, he said the terminology based on the Title IX terminology, it's about equal participation. So specific opportunities and not equal amounts of compensation. It should be interesting to see what decisions are made when it comes to how much money athletes receive and how you split that revenue.